Losing someone is not an easy experience for anyone. Some people experience it early, sometimes much earlier than they should, but we all experience it at some point in our lives. Ever since I was young, I was afraid of losing someone, and out of that fear, I try to convince myself that it won't happen to me. I wanted to believe that my family would be with me forever, and that all the people I love would always be where they are now. And as that thought settled in, I began to neglect how important these people are, and how precious the time I have with them is. And then I experienced my first loss last year. My grandma passed away. She was sick for a long time, but I still vividly remembered how she was when she was healthy. I remember how she would always pray for my well-being, how she would always tell me to keep my faith, how she would make these fried shrimps that I loved when our family gathered during the holidays, how she always cried and felt sorry that she couldn't do more for us when she was already doing so much for us, how she ended every phone call with "I love you" when it's a difficult thing to say for people in her generation, how she would read quotes from the Bible to give me guidance, and how she held my hands and prayed every time we meet. Even though she was sick and barely recognized me, I wanted to believe that she would get better, and we will have these moments again. It was the first funeral of someone close to me, first time I felt pain, first time I saw my family in such pain. I couldn't say goodbye to her. I was not ready for it. And all these feelings of regret that I didn't spend enough time with her, and that we don't have enough memories together, came at once, and it was so painful. After the funeral, I was going through my phone and computer to look for pictures I took with her to place it by her memorial. But the only pictures I had were when she was already in the hospital. I had all those years that I could have used to spend time with her, and I didn't have a single picture with her. Few months passed, and I had moments when I felt sad, but life went on and the pain wasn't as bad as before. I moved back to my hometown, and I realized my place was really near to the place where we had her funeral. And one night, I went out for a run and decided to go by the funeral place. And when I was there, all those emotions came back. I thought I have moved on, and I thought I overcame her death, but I realized I didn't. I was crying in the middle of the street, and I couldn't breathe. All those regrets came back, and it made me scared that I could lose someone again. I felt anxious and scared that I will lose my parents one day, and I felt like I don't have enough time with them. I felt like I've wasted so much time being away from them, living in another city by myself, losing the chance to build precious memories together. I started to get stressed out and even a little bit paranoid that I didn't have enough time with them. I kept looking for things that I can do for them, or things I can do with them. And I think it was because I didn't have time to overcome my grief properly. I had to go straight back to my reality, straight back to work and interacting with people. I still had to make posts on Instagram because that was my work. And I think I felt like I had to show that I was okay to keep my life going. And I thought that's what I need to move on. But what I needed was time. Time to take in the fact that my grandma was gone and that this is something that can happen. It's the way of nature. Instead, I just locked my feelings away and put a mask on pretending everything was fine. After a whole year, I finally had this time. I accepted the fact that she was gone, and I believe that she's in heaven because I knew she was a good person and she never let go of her belief until the last moment. I know that she will always be with me in my heart. Going through my sister's wedding, I was sad that she never got to see any of her grandchildren's wedding and how proud she would have been if she was here. But I knew she was watching over us, and I believe that we're living this happy life because of her prayers and wishes. I can't change the fact that she's gone, but this loss made me realize how important it is to spend time with my family. And yes, one day I could experience another loss, but instead of fearing this moment, I'm going to try my best to cherish the moments I have with them and make as many happy memories as I can. Let's not regret when it's too late. Let's cherish and value this precious time we have with our loved ones. Thanks for listening to my bed talk. Good night.